and Anthony Joshua being aware that Lawrence Okolie informed Anthony Joshua the moment it took place. Let's just listen to what Nicholas Asbury had to say regarding Anthony Joshua.
So Lawrence Okolie said I'm going to call my manager, Anthony, and Anthony Joshua's his manager. So he gets on the phone and talks to Anthony Joshua, and he talks to him. So Anthony Joshua knows about all this shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's really pissing dirty or something like that, or something's up with him. And then yeah, so he called him and he said, we got to protect you. I expedited my plane ticket to return back.
So there you have it, Anthony Joshua.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news, some more news concerning Anthony Joshua. Okay, Anthony Joshua was drug into this Glovegate scandal, and of course, this is from Blue Blood Sports TV. Blue Blood states that Nicholas Asbury, the guy that used to work in Fury's camp, and he was the guy that said that Fury took stuff out of his gloves, had some old gloves. They say Ben Davison confirmed that they did take some padding out of his gloves to give Tyson Fury more confidence. I have to hear that myself from Ben Davison. That's why I said, allegedly. But according to Lawrence Okolie, from what we heard, because he said he talked to his manager, Anthony Joshua, and told Anthony Joshua about everything that he knows about, which wasn't verified by the video clip. It was just a guy that's saying that he's talking to another guy, and that other guy was Anthony Joshua. That's not telling us anything, okay? That Anthony Joshua has to protect himself, so he was full aware of the tactics of Tyson Fury. And according to this video was the point of this video was to convince that Anthony Joshua knew about the dirty tactics. Therefore, that's why Eddie Hearn wants Anthony Joshua in the ring with Tyson Fury, because they are fully aware of his dirty tactics. They know they will be keeping a close eye on the gloves and making sure he can't do the dirty tactics. Okay? Well, first off, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to know, and you're supposed to check to see if everything was abroad. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If JD's went in there, observed the wrappings, the hand wraps, the gauches, the gloves, the whole 9 yards, because that's what they're in there for, to make sure everything goes right so their fighter is not being cheated, no shape, form, or fashion. That's why they're there. They're there to protect and see what the protocol is of the other fighter, so they can protect their fighter. And they would want the same thing for that particular person of their team to do that with their fighter, observe their fighter and see if everything is up to par, everything is legal. Okay? So him saying that, Anthony Joshua was full aware, I think it's wrong for someone to instigate, especially hearing from a guy, Nicholas Asbury, that doesn't know Anthony Joshua at all, but saying that Lawrence Okolie, just going to tell Anthony Joshua, therefore, or to tell something to Anthony Joshua, because we wouldn't confirm what he was talking about, okay? To only say that, Anthony Joshua heard it, therefore Anthony Joshua didn't say nothing, or he might say something later on. Well, that's a prediction. And if it happens, if Anthony Joshua heard something about Tyson Fury, and he does whistleblow it, this video would be more credible. But from what we heard from this video, nothing's credible. We hear Nicholas Asbury talking about an experience that he had with Tyson Fury where the gloves were worn out. Now I've seen the video myself. There were stuff coming out of the glove like they were old gloves. That happens to old gloves, mind you. And if Ben Davison said that, and if Ben Davison done that, first of all, that's wrong as hell. You don't have to give no one confidence by taking gloves, padding out of the gloves. However, if this is sparring, okay, you have to remember another thing that's apparent. These guys have headgear on. So if he is getting punched with those gloves, which he shouldn't get punched with gloves that have padding taken out. However, you do have other padding besides the glove. Okay? So it would appear like it's a big deal or whatnot. Is it shitty? Is it dirty? Yeah. For confidence reasons? No, that's bullshit. But again, I never heard Ben Davison say anything of the sort about that or whatever. Not saying it's a lie. I'm just saying I didn't hear it. I never seen it. Okay, so I can't vouch for it. Now, Nicholas Asbury, instigating and reaching and stuff like that, obviously he's going to talk to whoever will listen, because he's doing these interviews and he's been wronged or whatever. But you're talking to a guy that hasn't fought in 4 years. So, maybe it's creating buzz for him. Maybe, it puts him in the spotlight. But saying what Anthony Joshua knows about dirty tactics, that's not holding much weight. And then if you think about Anthony Joshua and his temperament, do you think big if people, if Anthony Joshua did hear of a rumor that Tyson Fury used bad gloves, dirty gloves, tampered gloves, some type of altercation to his gloves, do you think he would say anything? No. Why? Because Anthony Joshua knows tearing down your opponent is not how you sell fights. See, these Wilder channels, that's what I call them, Wilder channels, they're not very smart. See, they're trying to promote, I guess some of them are trying to promote. I don't even think they're trying to promote a third fight. I think a lot of these channels, like Blue Blood and Dante's Boxing Nation, and they have similar agendas. I think all they're really doing, they're making these videos to make money for themselves. I don't think they give a shit about Wilder either, because if they cared about Wilder, they would interview Wilder. They would ask Wilder if they were truly concerned about Wilder and his welfare on what Tyson Fury did to him or allegedly did to him with the gloves and hitting him with stuff in the gloves or hard objects that was added to the gloves. They would have already interviewed him, reached out to him, somebody. 78 Sports TV, Dante's Boxing Nation. Come on, those guys have some pretty decent number. Dante has a lot of subscribers. So you'd think he couldn't get an interview with Deontay Wilder if he wanted to? Of course he could. He's more of a Mayweather favored sports channel, but he could get an interview with Deontay Wilder if he wanted to. Okay, so that's not what they're trying to do. That's not their purpose. Their purpose is to make as many videos if you can. Think about all the videos, man. If you look at these channels, they have 3 to 4 videos a day about Glovegate and something new happened with Glovegate. Okay, man, if you think the man cheated, how many fucking videos do you have to make? Hell, Boxing Ego makes about 4 of them about Glovegate, then a live stream, then another live stream. Ah, damn, that's some money grubbing shit for you. That means they're milking that to the T. Milking it to the T. So it's one of those things where these guys are just trying to make money, and it's sad because they're not for Deontay Wilder, because if they were really truly for Deontay Wilder, they'd be interviewing him on top of promoting the third fight. Okay? Maybe they're scared or afraid, and they really don't want to see the Wilder fight. But that's not in Wilder's best interest. Wilder's main concern should be focusing on the third fight. And I think it is. I think his main concern is focusing on Fury one more again. Right? Once again, let's focus on this guy to beat this guy to draw. Then I got upset in the second fight. I'm going to get him in the third fight. But these guys are counterproductive because all they can do is talk about Fury cheating, and Fury was not legitimate, and then Wilder didn't really lose, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, you're tearing down the possibility of selling the third fight because all you're doing is talking shit and tearing down your opponent. So if Wilder does get one of those lucky right hands, right, people's going to look at Wilder the same way. Well, your channels pretty much tore down the fight, and you wonder why the fight didn't do what it could have done, because instead of these guys talking about where the stadium, when the fight's going to be, how many people can reach pay-per-view, putting links to the page, becoming an affiliate for that particular fight, they ain't doing none of that shit. They're talking about gossip, conspiracies, and people are eating this shit up. But the people that are eating this shit up are only coming to their channel, and the number one person that they're talking about has not made a statement. You know what I'm saying? Not the coaches, not the fighter. And they know better. But we all know why. But now you're bringing Anthony Joshua's name into it, because Anthony Joshua, why? Anthony Joshua is a champion. Okay? And people listen to Joshua or hear anything about Joshua's name, they're going to tune in, especially people from the UK. But anyway, what I get from this is more gossip of the same. If he did this, that means this must happen, and then means that must have happened, and all this. Nothing's concrete. There's no dots really connected. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on this particular video. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.